Hey everybody, back to Monster, back with Marvel Heroes, back with Juggernaut, and this time we got him to level 60, so I got his build. I call it I'm Unstoppable, and he basically is. You can do whatever you want with him. You can play with any of those skills in that tree, either tree, and he's going to be fun. I did a whole big, massive different combinations and tried out a whole bunch of different skills, and I came up with this because uh, again, going with my personal preference, I kind of get rid of momentum as a necessity, and it just works better that way for me. So, going into the build, I'm doing 20 points into Barroom Brawling, 20 points into Big Headbutt, 20 points into Enter the Fray, 20 points into Unstoppable Charge, 20 points into Wrath of Sideric. This thing hits like a truck. 20 points to Lean Into It, 20 points into Crimson Force Field, a point into Don't You Know Who I Am. You should probably do a point into this no matter what you're doing. Obviously, it gives you a free buff. A point into Stride just gives you free movement. You really can't beat it because it's unlimited movement. And then the rest of the points I'm putting into Can't Be Stopped. And that gives us free crit and some extra damage rating. And that's the build. I set it up with Barroom Brawling as my basic attack, Lariat as my charge, and Enter the Fray, Big Headbutt, Wrath of Sideric is my big damage dealers to take on enemies, and Unstoppable Charge next just to take on big packs and bosses. And then Stride's way over here to take on whoever. And then on a separate bar, you can put Lean Into It and activate it. And then it doesn't have to be on the same hotkey. That's basically the setup for the build. Gear-wise, I'm pretty geared, even though not much of it's level 60, but a lot of it's like mid-50s. Did pretty good with the Halloween event, so I got some good stuff. I got his costume. I went with all health. Don't really need all health. He's pretty health intensive through passives and gearing. He's got high durability, high strength, so with all that, he's pretty healthy. But I kept the health on there anyways. He's melee, and being that way, the health doesn't hurt. But I have his Hammer of Kurth, and this has got damage rating with melee powers. If you look at this build, the Barroom Brawling's got melee, Enter the Fray's melee, Big Headbutt's melee, Wrath of Sideric's melee, and Unstoppable Charge is melee. So melee's going to augment everything. As well, movement is on two of these, the Signature and Enter the Fray. So we're going to get some movement out of there as well. It's got plus damage rating to bosses. It could have rolled higher on that. Unfortunately, it didn't. It's got crit rating, crit damage, plus 4 to Juggernaut's Mystical Powerhouse powers, plus 3 to Sunday's Punch, if you're using that one. Part of the reason why I didn't go with the momentum build is even while moving and trying to stay mobile and fighting, I didn't find it as easy to do and easy to maintain a high momentum. And when you ran out of momentum, if you're using Rope-a-Dope or if you're using Heavy Punch, you lose your DPS heavily once you burn off all your momentum with Big Elbow Drop or Sunday Punch. So I really didn't like losing all the momentum and then losing all my DPS and then having to build it back up again and then go through the momentum of building up momentum. So I just found the workaround of not having to worry about where my momentum's at. This usually keeps my momentum full, and so I got full movement speed increase, so I can move around pretty quick and charge pretty fast, and I don't have to worry where my momentum at. The only thing that's really slightly momentum worried is Enter the Fray, but that's only at 30%, and I'm almost always above 30% momentum. and that will always give me my tremors that I want to do the AoE damage. I got his Crimson Armor of Cyderic, so that's going to give us some extra damage rating, some health, 1 point of durability, which is always nice. And then if you drop below 30% health, you become invulnerable for a couple seconds, which is nice. Chance to gain extra defense when you're attacked for 5 seconds, which is nice. +1 to all powers, +3 to Juggernaut's Avatar of Cyderic powers. That's always nice. +2 to ranks of Wrath of Cyderic. That's awesome. +1 to Crimson Force Field, and of course, visual size increase. Take that. And then we have the Earth 1610 Battle Harness. That's unique to Juggernaut. I have all of his, so I'm pretty happy with being able to do that. And this is giving us health, defense, regeneration, power duration, which is pretty nice. He's got some things that are power duration reliant. But when you hit with a mystical powerhouse power, you gain 187 melee damage rating for 10 seconds on a 10-second cooldown. So you can only have that up once. And when you hit with an unstoppable power, you gain 250 defense for 10 seconds on a 10-second cooldown. So you can have that up once again. If both those effects are active, though, your powers cost 3.3% less for 10 seconds. So that's pretty good. +2 to all powers, +5 to Big Elbow, and +3 to Earthquake. But at least you get the +2 to all powers for this build. I got the X-Men boots. This is going to give me damage rating, the movement powers, brutal strike rating, brutal strike damage, rare and divine special item, divine speed, which is actually nice because we need the attack speed. When you hit with a movement power, 332 damage rating for 10 seconds, +2 to all powers, +6 to stride, and +6 to enter the fray. So this rolled really good, actually. I got the Thunderbolt's helmet. This gives me 1706 health. Crit rating, crit damage rating, less damage for mental powers. And then when you use a mental power, you gain 74 damage rating with movement powers and 88 tenacity for 10 seconds, stacks up to 3 times. That's nice because tenacity is actually giving us crit rating, and that's coming from Can't Be Stopped. And we want the attack speed for Barroom Brawling, because what Barroom Brawling is doing is reducing the cooldown of all offensive powers by 5 seconds. That's even working on your signature. So what this build is doing is using natural attack speed instead of momentum attack speed and rope-a-dope to burn off the cooldowns of all our heavy-hitting abilities that have cooldowns, like Wrath of Cyderic and our signature, so we can use those much more often and do more damage that way. And then there's +5 ranks to all Juggernaut's unstoppable powers. I'm using Advanced Crimson Crystal of Cyderic. It seems only appropriate, even though this one kind of sucks. I ran out of stuff, so. Advanced Metasensory Array, mostly for the attack speed over the damage rating. This one's not that great. But like I said, I'm running out of things with so many characters. I'm using a super heroic Yu-Gi-Oh's Charm. It beefs up all the melee damage and it gives some regeneration. Ideally, that would be a physical-based Danger AI chip, though. But I'm running out. And I got a bad roll on an advanced Kung Fu training sequence, but it's still appropriate for the build. I got a Shocker medallion up on there that I got Cosmic. That's only level 43. We can probably throw like a Cosmic Curse. I think that would do better. There we go, I got a Cosmic Curse. So yeah, that buffs all melee, so that gives us melee power, melee damage rating, melee crit rating, melee brutal strike rating, and +2 to all abilities. We'll just throw that in there in case we decide to prestige them. We'll have that for later. And then I got the insignia of Peter Rasputin. You and your allies gain 221 damage rating to melee powers, and I get more damage rating for melee powers, and some health on enemy defeat. Don't really care about that. I'm running a Brigand's Fortune on a physical damage Uru. He's so defensive already, I don't feel a need to go on a defensive Uru, so I went with an offensive Uru. And I went with Brigand's Fortune for the 7% attack speed. I didn't really have any cosmic rings left that were pretty good, even though I just picked one up. So I went with a Midtown Guardian Signet. But if you had a ring, a cosmic ring, +1 all powers is obviously the big thing there. But crit rating, brutal strike rating, crit damage, damage rating to melee powers, all those would be good. You don't really need health. As you can see, I'm already hitting 24,000 hit points. I got my pet here with +3 fighting, +1 to +1 to signature powers, +2% base damage on physical attacks. This is an awesome pet. And I'm using Relic of Lemuria. That's it. I got Groot as a pet. I always do Groot as a pet when I'm soloing for the extra health regen. And then we'll go tear apart a Dr. Octopus Cosmic. And then playstyle is pretty simple. Just go in and smash. And then because we're resetting the cooldown so fast, I mean this is a 4-second cooldown, it really turns out to be like a 2.5-second cooldown. I tend to just hit my 6 key as often as possible. You know, so it comes up. Whenever there's a lot of guys out there, I'll hit the Wrath of Cyderic and just totally obliterate everything on that side of the screen. Or if there's a lot of guys out there, again, I'll go into my signature, which almost one-shots everything. Oh, and we're going to have a Halloween jack-o'-lantern on above my head, because I'm going to take that. Oh, defeat curse, that's fine. Buff out some of my characters. Some of the lesser played still need uniques, so I'm loving this event. This is not the right way down. That's where Stride comes in handy. Stride's nice because you can run through everything. At least you used to be able to run through it. There you go. You can run through all this stuff. Destroy it. Get free money. Almost doesn't feel like a cosmic, does it? And we're all set for Dr. Octopus. First thing I want to do is blow off my signature on him, get that cooldown running. Just run in a tight circle around him and the dot will eat him up. Blow off your second big cooldown. Because all you're going to do is sit there and punch on him. I keep stunning him. He can't summon his little power orbs. Yeah, he never was able to summon his power circles, power cosmic auras. That's funny. Yeah, I get a unique. And that's how blazingly simple and easy this is. He's just insanely awesome. Hand Assassin Ninja Tabbies. Oh, that's a nice little find, huh? Awesome. And yeah, it really doesn't get much simpler. That was actually a cosmic boss, totally obliterated by the Juggernaut. I can't speak enough of them. I love them. I love playing them this way. I get to completely ignore the momentum effect and do crazy amounts of damage. So, I hope it helps. Hope you guys enjoy. And I'll talk to everybody real soon.